Who? This is how we know Atlantis existed, damn it. They forgot the damn it. Stop arguing with me, it exists.
They didn't need to let this slip out, but it did. Now, just saying that again for something else. The truth.
Tranda!
Oh, look, it's my girl.
Versus Jaina!
You asked for it. You give me strength.
Dirty jobs?
Where do you see micro job? That's not micro.
That's my bullshit. Hover over it.
That's not micro jobs.
Says my girl right there.
Doesn't look like him.
Looks just like him. You're hallucinating.
I can't see the small shit.
That looks just like him. Can you open that one in another tab and then...
Well played.
So what's he doing? He's a TED Talk?
Yeah, it's a TED Talk about what he learned from doing dirty
Thank
jobs.
you.
Should be interesting. I mean, he's an interesting person.
They love him as a camel
The Dirty Jobs crew and I...
What you want?
in the Rockies, and my role on the show, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's pretty simple. I'm an apprentice, and I work with the people who actually do the jobs in question, and my responsibility is to try and keep up and give an honest account of what it's like to be these people for one day in their life. Job inspection, herding sheep. Great. We go to Craig, and we check into a hotel, and I realized the next day that castration...
That was a
gonna be
great
an
show.
absolute
I love that
part
show.
of this work. So normally I never do any research at all, but this is a touchy subject, and I work for the Discovery Channel, and we want to portray accurately whatever it is we do, and we certainly want to do it with a lot of respect for the animals. So I call the Humane Society and I say, look, I'm going to be castrating some lambs. Can you tell me the deal? And they're like, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. They use a band, basically a rubber band like this, a little smaller. This one was actually around the playing cards I got
for castrating them?
But,
That's what I'm about?
it had a certain familiarity to it, and I said, well, what exactly is the process? And they said the band is applied to the tail tightly, and then another band is applied to the scrotum tightly.
Well, it's the same way that, like, you cut the circulation off to, like, an arm or something, you start to turn black and die. Same principle.
They confirm it. I also call PETA, just for fun, and they don't like it, but they confirm it. Okay, that's basically how you do it. So the next day I go out and I'm given a horse, and we go get the lambs, and we take them to a pen that we built, and we go about the business of animal husbandry. Melanie is the wife of Albert. Albert's the shepherd.
That's one of those that's one of those things that just sounds funny when you say it. Animal husbandry.
On the right, likewise on the left. Lamb goes on the post. She opens it up. Great. Albert goes in. I follow Albert and cruise around. I always watch the process done the first time before I try it. Being an apprentice, you do that. Albert reaches in his pocket to pull out, this black rubber band, but what comes out instead is a knife. And I'm like, that's not rubber at all, And he kind of flicked it open in a way that caught the sun that was just coming over the Rockies. It was very, it was impressive. In the space of about 2 seconds, Albert had the knife between the cartilage of the tail, right next to the butt of the lamb, and very quickly the tail was gone and in the bucket that I was holding. A second later, with a big thumb and a well-calloused forefinger, he had the scrotum firmly in his grasp, and he pulled it toward him. I said, well, he took the knife, and he put it on the tip. Now, you think we know what's coming. We don't. Okay. He snips it, throws the tip over his shoulder, and then grabs the scrotum and pushes it upward. And then his head dips down, obscuring my view. But what I hear is a slurping sound and a noise that sounds like Velcro being yanked off a sticky wall, and I'm not even kidding. Can we roll the video?
It sounds like
we don't.
Sounds like noise. Sounds like Velcro.
I try my best to talk in pictures. So I do something now I've never ever done on a dirty job shoot ever. I say, time out, stop. You guys know the show, we use take one. We don't do takes. There is no writing, there's no scripting, there's no nonsense. We don't fool around, we don't rehearse. We shoot what we get.
Say we don't curse.
This is nuts.
He's definitely sworn a couple times in episodes of Dirty Jobs.
We can't do this, you know. And Albert's like, what? And I'm like, I don't know what just happened, but there are testicles in this bucket, and you know, that's not how we do it. He said, well, that's how we do it. And I said, why would you do it this way? And before I even let him explain, I said, I want to do it the right way with the rubber bands. And he says, like the Humane Society? And I said, yes, like the Humane Society. Let's do something that doesn't make the land squeal and bleed. We're on in 5 continents, dude. We're on twice a day on the Discovery. We can't do this. He says, okay. He goes to his box and he pulls out a bag of these little rubber bands. And then he picks up another lamb.
The lamb starts screaming.
Band goes on the tail, band goes on the struggle. Lamb goes on the ground. Lamb takes 2 steps, falls down. Gets up, shakes. Takes another couple steps, falls down. I'm like, this is not a good sign. This lamb at all. Gets up, walks to the corner. It's quivering, and it lies down. And it's in obvious distress. And I'm looking at the lamb, and I say, Albert, how long? Once you get up? A day? A day? How long does it take him to fall off? A week? Meanwhile, the lamb that he had just did his little procedure on, he's just prancing around, bleeding stops, you know, moving on some grass, frolicking. And I was just so blown away at how completely wrong I was in that second. And I was reminded how utterly wrong I am so much of the time. And I was especially reminded of what a ridiculously short straw I had that day, because now I had to do what Albert had just done, and there are like 100 of these lambs in the pan. And suddenly this whole thing's starting to feel like a German porno, and I'm like... Melanie picks up the lamb, puts it on the post, opens it up. Albert hands me the knife. I go in, tail comes off. I go in, I grab the scrotum, tip comes off. Albert instructs. Push it way up there. I do. Push it further. I do. The testicles emerge. They look like thumbs coming right at you, right? And he says, bite him. Just bite him. Just bite him off. And I heard him. I heard all the words. Like, how did I get here? How did I get here? It's just one of those moments where the brain goes off on its own, and suddenly I'm standing there in the Rockies, and all I can think of is the Aristotelian definition of a tragedy. You know, Aristotle says a tragedy is that moment when the hero comes face to face with his true identity. And I'm like, this is a jacked up metaphor. I don't like what I'm thinking right now. And I can't get this thought out of my head, and I can't get that vision out of my sight. So I did what, you know, I had to do. I went in, like this. No, you're going to work. And I'm standing there with 2 testicles on my chin. And now I can't shake the metaphor. Okay, I'm still in poetics and Aristotle, and I'm thinking out of nowhere 2 terms come crashing into my head that I hadn't heard since my classics professor in college drilled them there, and they are anagnorisis and peripatia. Anagnorisis and peripatia. Anagnorisis is the Greek word for response. So literally, the translation, the transition from ignorance to knowledge is anagnosis. It's what. And that's what Dirty Jobs is, and that's my neck.
I heard that before.
Anagnorises every single day.
Ignores
the other word. That's the moment in the great.
Learn something new every day.
You know,
or you're an idiot.
Hope so.
That's the moment where Oedipus has his moment.
See, I don't know my brother either up there.
Hot chick he's
I don't know him either.
with and having
The top right?
Yes. His mother. Okay.
Looks more like him than the one below it. The one below it looks almost like fucking Regis Philbin. Or fucking Geraldo, maybe even.
What is my brother? Ben Shapiro?
He's on Ben Shapiro's show.
Ben Shapiro's show.
When you start to look for peripatia, you find it.
Yeah, even though twerps like that guy can fucking get good fucking guess.
You know, it's crushing when the audience sees it the right way. Neo in The Matrix, you know, I'm living in a computer program. That's weird. You know, these discoveries that lead to sudden realizations. you know. And I
He's well educated,
over 230 jobs.
Micro?
Yeah.
He's very well educated.
That one drilled something home in a way that I just wasn't.
I guess it's an absolute fucking delight.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. He's supposed to be like really personable.
Yeah, but he fucking loved Nancy.
You know,
and
I
just
had
like
just
had a hoot of a time where I was wearing the same year.
looked okay.
And just
Looking at that poor other little thing that I'd done it the right way. I mean, and I just was struck by if I'm wrong about that, if I'm wrong so often in a literal way, what other peripatetic misconceptions might I be able to comment upon? Because look, I'm not a social anthropologist, but I have a friend who is, and I talked to him, and he says, "Hey, Mike, look, I mean, I don't know if your brain is interested in this sort of thing or not, but you realize you've shot in every state. You've worked in mining, you've worked in fishing, you've worked in steel, you've worked in every major industry. You've had your back shoulder to shoulder with these guys that our politicians are desperate to relate to every 4 years, right? I can still see Hillary doing the shots awry, dribbling down her chin with the steel workers. I mean, these are the people that I work with every single day. And if you have something to say about their thoughts collectively, it might be time to think about it because, good, 4 years. So that's in my head. Testicles are on my chin. Thoughts are bouncing around. And after that shoot, Dirty Jobs really didn't change in terms of what the show was, but it changed for me personally. And now when I talk about the show, I no longer just tell the story you heard and 190 like. I do, but I also start to talk about some of the other things I got wrong. Some of the other notions of work that I have just been assuming are sacrosanct. And they're not. People with dirty jobs are happier than you think. As a group, they're the happiest people I know. And I don't want to start whistling for the union label and all that happy worker crap. I'm just telling you that these are balanced people who do unthinkable work. Roadkill picker-uppers whistle while they work. I swear to God, I did it with them. They've got this amazing sort of symmetry to their life. And I see it over and over and over again. So I started to wonder what would happen if we challenge some of these sacred cows. Follow your passion. We've been talking about it here, the last 36 hours. Follow your passion. What could possibly be wrong with that? Probably the worst advice I ever got. Follow your dreams and go broke, right?
Follow your dreams and go broke.
That's what I heard growing up. I didn't know what to do with my life, but I was told if you follow your passion, I can give you 30 examples, right?
Yeah,
Bob Combs, the pig farmer in Las Vegas, who collects the uneaten scraps of food from the casinos and feeds them to his swine. Why? Because there's so much protein in the stuff we don't eat. His pigs grow at twice the normal speed, and he is one rich pig farmer, and he is good for the environment, and he spends his days doing this incredible service, and he smells like hell, but God bless him. He's making a great living. You ask him, did you follow your passion here? He'd laugh at you. The guy's worth, he just got offered like $60 million for his farm and turned it down.
How much?
$60 million
For his car?
He
For his
stepped back
farm.
and he
Oh, his
watched where
farm.
everybody was going.
I think he said for his car. I was like, what fucking kind of car is that?
And I hear that story over and over. Matt Freund, a dairy farmer in New Canaan, Connecticut, who woke up one day and realized the cracks from his cows was worth more than their milk if he could use it to make these biodegradable flour. Now he's selling them to Walmart, right? He didn't follow his passion. The guy's, come on. So I started to look at passion. I started to look at efficiency versus effectiveness, as Tim talked about earlier. That's a huge distinction. I've started to look at teamwork and determination, and basically all those platitudes they call successories that hang with that schmaltzy art in boardrooms around the world right now. That stuff, it's suddenly all been turned on its head. Safety. Safety first is, going back to, OSHA and PETA and Humane Society. What if OSHA got it wrong? This is heresy, what I'm about to say, but what if it's really safety third, right? Safety third. Really, what I mean to say is, I value my safety on these crazy jobs as much as the people that I'm working with, but the ones who really get it done.
He did a whole, I think, a whole episode of
safety first.
Dirty Jobs that was safety third. That was like his thing.
The business of doing the work comes first. The business of getting it done. And I'll never forget up in the Bering Sea, I was on a crab boat with the deadliest catch guys, which I also worked on in the first season. We're about 100 miles off the coast of Russia, 50-foot seas, big waves, green water coming over the wheelhouse, right? Most hazardous environment I'd ever seen, and I was back with a guy lashing the pots down. So I'm 40 feet off the deck, which is like looking down at the top of your shoe, and it's doing this in the ocean. Unspeakably dangerous. I scamper down, I go into the wheelhouse, and I say with some level of incredulity, Captain, OSHA? And he says, Ocean. And he points out there, but in that moment, what he said next can't be repeated in the lower 48. It can't be repeated on any factory floor or any construction site. But he looked at me and he said, son, and he's my age, by the way, he calls me son. He said, son, I'm the captain of the crab boat. My responsibility is not to get you home alive.
Oh, is this when he was doing the crab fishing?
You're rich.
You want to get home alive, that's on you. And for the rest of that day, safety first. I mean, I was like, so, the idea that we create this sense of complacency when all we do is talk about somebody else's responsibility as though it's our own and vice versa. Anyhow, a whole lot of things. I could talk at length about the many little distinctions we made and the endless list of ways that I got it wrong. But what it all comes down to is this. I have formed a theory, and I'm going to share it now in my remaining 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It goes like this. We've declared war on work as a society, all of us. It's a civil war. It's a cold war, really. We didn't set out to do it, and we didn't twist our mustache in some Machiavellian way, but we've done it. And we have waged this war on at least 4 fronts, certainly in Hollywood. The way we portray working people on TV, it's laughable. If there's a plumber, he's 300 pounds and he's got a giant butt. You see it all the time. That's what plumbers look like.